How do you calculate calories? I have always used a BMR calculator online to calculate calories for my clients. BMR, or basal metabolic rate, is the number of calories our body needs at rest. It's also known as a resting metabolic rate, and it's just the number of calories that our vital organs like our heart, liver, and lungs need to perform their vital functions. You can calculate BMR using a couple of equations. One is the Harris-Benedict, the other is Mifflin-St. The calculator that I use online seems to be aligned a little closer with Mifflin-St. but both equations factor in your age, height, weight, and biological sex. And all of those factors will give you the BMR, or the basal metabolic rate. I then factor in a client's activity. So there are activity factors based on if someone is sedentary, if they exercise 3 days per week, or if they exercise 6 days per week. This is going to give us the TDEE, which is the total daily energy expenditure. Your TDEE is the number of calories that you burn every day, and it includes just how active you are at work, at home, and including in your workouts. The downside of using either of these equations is that they do not factor in lean body mass or body fat percentage. We all know that an individual who has more muscle mass is going to have a higher BMR. They're going to burn more calories just sitting here. So if you do know a client's body fat percentage, it's then recommended to use the Katch-McArdle formula. I don't always know a client's body fat percentage, so in that case, I'll just use the Mifflin-St. equation. Now, the gold standard for calculating resting metabolic rate is indirect calorimetry, and this is where you actually get your BMR tested. You can have your BMR tested through indirect calorimetry at many sports medicine institutes, and if it's something you've always wondered about, then I highly recommend that you do it. I did mine a few years ago, and it was really interesting just to compare the results from that to the Mifflin-St. equation. So now what? You calculated your BMR, you added in your activity factors, and you have your TDEE, or your total daily energy expenditure. You now can either subtract calories from that or add calories to it, depending on whether your goal is weight loss or weight gain. How many calories do you add or subtract to get them to their goal? A good range for me is about 250 to 500. Each client is different, and it depends on each individual's situation. Calorie calculations are estimates. I give you a meal plan with a target number, and it's up to you to remain as consistent as possible on that plan so we know where we can make changes to get you to your goal.